So first, let me take you through these items. Like these are, sorry, this is device, right? Sorry, display. What about these? Like yesterday, we just had an overview on what is custom URL, what is custom URL profiles, right? Just a heads up, like this is just about controls. So how when you use mobile, when you click on particular option, where it will take you, that's about this custom URL profiles. What is workforce Genie profiles means? Workforce Genies, we are first building the column sets, then making the column sets to be available under the Genies. It means whatever the column set we are building under this, we'll map it to this one of these under the accrual detail. If you are building accrual detail column set, we will map it to here. Then from here, how it is visible to us is we will map it to workforce Genie profiles. Yesterday, we were going through the Genies, right? We created column sets. Then from column sets, we mapped it to this one. So we were able to see the summary changes, like what columns we have added. But again, all these Genies will not be available to all the managers or employees. Since we are super user, we have access to all the Genies. Okay. So how we are restricting what Genie should be available to which set of people is by mapping this to workforce Genies profiles. So we will create different profiles like manager, super access, payroll manager. Super access means we have access to all the like there are some items which are not selected, but usually it's all the items. So when we are assigned with super user access, we will be gaining all these access. But for like example, say manager, this particular manager profile, we are giving them only access to a handful of Genies, not everything. So only these Genies will be available to people who are assigned under this profile in the people tab. Again, in the people tab, if you have any questions where this is assigned under access profiles. Let me open it up. Someone. If you go here, we will have an option called access profiles, right? We saw that. In this one, access profile, what Genie should be available is based on the display profile. Right now it's default, but we can choose which if you want to choose a particular default manager HCM means only that will be available to that set of employees. You'll be a little bit confused, like only display profile is showing up, but we are working on Genie. But what happens is, again, it's like pay policies only. Genies, again, we will map it to display profiles. Bottom to top approach, how we worked on payrolls. We will create overtime and these things map to combination rule to PCD to work rule, and work rule to payroll. Similarly, here also from here we are mapping to here. Then from here we are mapping that to Genie profiles. From Genie profiles we are mapping it to display profiles. If you go to display profiles, you can see all the bottom items. Oh, let me open it in the big item. Yeah.
Like for example, mapping, right? So
yeah,
the sequence how to map it, and I know it's bottom to top.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, is there a way to like understand, like someone like me who's a beginner, just the steps how to map it, properly?
No, there is no inbuilt structure. Only thing what we know is if there is a section opening at the bottom, this would be mapped to a upper block. Okay. And then there is a section that would be again mapped to upper block. Just we need to go with the gut feeling, like this, like the name is workforce Genie. So then this will be again mapped to some name should be related to that. That will be mapped to that. Okay. Example. If we go to accruals, same thing. Okay. From here to here to here. You can be 100% sure that there won't be any like top to bottom mapping. Only bottom to up.
Yeah. No, but for accruals, you only have those, like option you can see, but then for display preference, you'll see like it's in groups.
Like again, same for pay, like this also. Only thing we will be sure of is this is a subtopic. This topic will be mapped to any one of these items.
Okay.
But nothing will be mapped from here to here. That's the only thing we'll be sure of. Other item,
Yeah.
by practicing only, we'll get to know. There is no hierarchy maps available for this. Just we need to be sure, okay, these items we will map somewhere in here. That's the only thing we know. Since it is saying work rule building block, these items will be mapped to some or the other place in work rules.
Got it.
Same goes for display preferences also. Finally, we will map it somewhere, like we will configure these items, and this will go into final item display profile.
Display profile.
This is what we will be mapping to employee. That's it.
Okay.
Now let me take you through these two items: navigator profiles and navigator profiles, and this is navigation profile. So this is nothing. The way we are navigating, right? What we see from where to where we are navigating, it depends on this. If you see here again, this is for, they have created like default items. These are, they have just tried 2 or 3 samples newly. I'll just go with one of the default items. Project manager profile. I'll just go with this. Okay, so here what happens is system will have inbuilt n number of templates. Okay, so this is again done during the implementation time. Profiles editor. So for a manager, how it should be, for a admin, how it should be, for a normal mobile navigator, these these are up to this, whatever is there, these are system inbuilt items. Okay, so there will be small changes between one another. I am not sure what FLX means, but standardly what we'll have is employee template, manager and employee template, manager template, mobile employee navigator, mobile manager navigator. This FLX item will not be there. Okay. So forget about the FLX item. So here what we need to choose is, if he is a normal employee, he is only the employee, means he should have employee template. Okay. And if he is able to use mobile also, means we need to choose employee as well as mobile employee navigator. Clear? Both items we can choose and pull it here. So that he will be able to access, even though you give access to mobile, these items should be in place for him to use it properly. Then manager. So manager, there will be two set of templates for him. One is, he's just a manager. There will be a number of people in Kronos population that they will only manage their employees. They will not use Kronos to clock in or clock. They might be a fixed salary employees, they need not to swipe in and swipe out for the salary. Only they are managing a factory population where they are just approving the time cards and reviewing the time cards, etc. Example, HR manager. He is not directly supervising anyone, but just managing the population. In that case, we will choose manager templates. But there are some cases where the manager will be also a time entry employee. He will swipe in and swipe out, or at least voucher is hours. 8 hours, this 8 hours, regular 8 hours, something. He is also using Kronos for capturing his time, as well as he is managing a few employees in Kronos. Then we need to choose this. That means in this profile, he will be able to punch in and punch out, as well as he will be able to approve and sign off and review his employee's time card. That is about this profile. Clear? First two? Employee and manager employee template and manager template. Clear with these three now?
Yeah.
And also mobile employee means additionally he will be able to use it for mobile navigation. Again, if he's a manager, means if he need manager like mobile access, we will be picking either one of these based on the default access what he needs. And additionally, if he's a mobile user, then we need to choose one more, mobile manager navigator. If he's a manager and needs mobile access, these two, or this and this, depends on that particular manager, whether he needs to clock in or clock out. Clear? Then it comes to us. What we are using is, this is our default one, super user. If you are Kronos resource, this is the default navigator. These are our system inbuilt. And if you use Super Navigator itself, automatically we no need to even select this. By default, we will have access to mobile. In case if somewhere when you are feeling that your mobile access is not proper and you're a super user, then we might need to add one more mobile navigator into our bucket. But for super user, automatically all the items will be available, irrespective of mobile and other items. System administrator, again, this comes to this template mostly used for people who will not have direct reportees to them, but they will manage a particular population, like the operating companies, HRs, or leadership people. For them, we will be using this template. This is rarely used because even for HRs, mostly we will go with the manager and manager employee template or super user. Clear?
Mm-hmm.
These are the templates we need to pick while creating a display profiles. These items will be again mapped to display profiles. So when we are setting up, like we are creating a manager display profile, means in that the navigator profile should be something we need to pick here. If you see here, this is a kind of project manager's navigator profile. They have given name and they have choose the manager navigator. Okay, then what they do is based on the role we are picking up. If we are going to create example, I can show you one second. Whatever these people have created, they are creating employee template, means they are choosing copy of employee template. Like they have again copied this. I'm going to set up a display profile for employee. Then I'll give a name, like this is a template for employee navigation profile. So I'll choose, okay, not this. I'll go with the default one, this one, employee. This is how I'll be picking it up. No, this should go there. Clear what I'm just, I need to save it out here. That's it. Then I'll go to the top item, which is navigation profiles. Here, this is they only have the default items. Here, what we will choose is we have both basic and advanced. What this does is this will choose them, like what are the items we will be seeing in our system. Example, let me show you our system view. Management department. You can see here, right? We have n number of items. So this is what comes here. My genies, timekeeping, scheduling, budgeting, setup, whatever the widgets we have. This is a setup for these items. So this we will not be touching anything. We will just keep whatever is there. Just we need to have the default mapping. That's it. We will not change anything. Whatever is here, we will just keep it in the administration. We will not change anything. We'll just keep whatever is there as it is. And we'll just go with the next item, which is display profile. Here is where we'll be mapping everything, whatever we have created. Let me go to the default one. Yeah. Let me show you navigator selection. Here we need to choose what is our navigator profile, which we choose here, right? We created here. Employee template, manager template. These items we need to pick. For this particular item, I am going to choose. Right now, what we did, we created an employee profile. So we'll just, okay, this is the one. Yeah, this is a default one. I'm not changing, but example, I'll just, okay, this is the one I'm going to use. For mobile navigator, what is the profile? For mobile, we need to use mobile employee. We don't have a proper item for that created. Example, let's create one. So default navigator would be, I'll just, let's assume we are going to create a profile for a manager who will be entering his time as well as he is a mobile user. So in navigate profiles, what we will do is we'll just create a profile. By default, we will choose manager the employee time template. Okay. 1 second. And then from here, we'll just give a name. Manager MGR temp. Okay. And we will save it out. This is for normal. Now, for the mobile, again, I'll create one more, which is MGR temp mobile. MGR temp mobile. Here I'll choose where it is, mobile manager navigator. Done. Save and return. So once I have created this is in display profiles. I will map these navigator profiles. Example, say I'm going to create this manager test profile. Here I'll go to navigator selection. I'll choose my navigator profile for this is default is this one. For mobile using, it is mobile temp. Clear? Apart from this, what are the other items we have here? It's just these are default one. Display format, how my minutes should be displayed. Whether how much decimals it can have. Like what is the difference is here, it will, if we choose this for, this is the default format, it will show 345, 350, 355. This is normally how we see time, it will be showing. If you choose this option, it will show in 4.8, 4.9 hours, like that. These are just the display format, whether it's a 12-hour clock, what we are going to use here. So where we will be seeing the clock means in the home page, you will have loaded, when it is loaded, these items. So if you see, sorry, here it is. You can see here, right, loaded 9:26 a.m. Whether, because we are seeing this because we are following 12-hour clock. If it is for 24 hours means it will show just the time 9:26, 16:26, like that. So these options we will be choosing here, what we need to have. This will remain uniform across all the people. This display format, we will not have separate format for different groups. Mostly it will be a default one for all the groups. And other items are just the normal items. Like here we will not be picking anything, like we'll just choose, we created the Genie profiles, right? We will assign which Genie profile is applicable for this display profile here. Okay. And hyperfind you already know, right? I told you, right? If you go to the, let me try to duplicate this, I can show you. We saw what is hyperfind means this is hyperfind. This is Genie. In Genie, whatever we are seeing is, where is it? Here. Is a summary. Is summary, yeah. We created, right, for Australian FT, these people, we created hyperfinds, right? These are hyperfinds. And I told you we can restrict for each population based on what are the hyperfinds should be available for each group of employees. For employees, what should be available, for manager, what should be available, for this country, what should be available. We have full access. We can restrict only these four should be visible to them. So that we will do under, we will create these hyperfine profiles under common setup. That's a different area where we'll be creating these hyperfine profiles. If you see here, we have hyperfine profiles here. We can create n number of hyperfine profiles. Just we need to choose what are the items should be available for them. All the hyperfines are here. For this profile, only these two, all home and these two. Similarly, we can choose what hyperfine should be visible for based on our requirement, and where we will be mapping the hyperfine profile is here in the display profiles. Genies, custom URL profile, and hyperfine profile and navigation profile, everything, whatever we saw here and whatever we saw in the common setup. Custom URL profiles, Genie profiles, navigator profiles, navigation profiles, and also the hyperfine profiles which we saw there. All items will be just mapping it out here. Here, no configuration, just we are mapping out whatever we have created. And like other items are just, these are not not changeable. These are will be like default one. Whatever we are having, we'll have it like just like that. We will not change anything. Okay. And this option is what we need to just make sure. Mostly it will be ticked only. If we disable this one, the employees will not be able to make any changes to their future time cards. They'll be able to swipe in and swipe out for the current day, but they will not be able to take future time offs. Usually in an organization, how we will be setting, like we'll be vouchering time offs in advance, right? For Christmas, we would have applied now itself, right? So for that to happen properly, this option should be enabled. Edit future time card should be enabled. Then only we will be able to take future time offs. And also, this is again company specific time card view. For some, the current company which I am working, it is Monday through Sunday. So in that case, my like week will be starting on Monday. But most companies they will start theirs by Sunday. When my work week starts, based on that, my time cards view will start. Most companies they will be having either Sunday or Monday. Rarely one or two Gulf countries, if you go, they will have their week starting on Saturday. Clear? This is just about the where like our display, nothing to do with the functionality, nothing to do with the payment. It will not interfere with the accruals or configuration, anything. Just the view, what we will be seeing, where our week will start, whether we will be able to edit our future time cards. That's it. And this is again sorting. If you see this, this is nothing, man. This is just the time card. If you go to a particular employee's time card, how their total should be sorted. Okay, he's not in a proper employee. I'll just take error. I'm not sure what's the error. Just close it out. Management department. I'll just all home. Again server. Login again. A display profile is like our customization. Like we will have our own Facebook profiles created as per our need, right? What should be where, what format, what language we are using. Those items only. Again, this issue. Like changing this will not impact payment or anything, but it might impact their system view.